Hi guys, this is a video about proving parallel lines. And so hopefully you've watched parallel lines cut by a transversal. If you haven't, go and check that out because we are going to be talking about some of those theorems, but I explained those theorems in that video. So let's talk about some of those theorems. One theorem is if two lines are cut by a transversal and corresponding angles are congruent, then the lines are parallel. So if you're given that corresponding angles are congruent, and let's just talk about this. So if you are given that angle 1 is congruent to angle 5, then you can automatically tell that those two lines are parallel. You can say that by stating the theorem that if corresponding angles are congruent, then the lines are parallel. So that's that theorem. The next theorem, if two lines cut by a transversal and alternate interior angles are congruent, then the lines are parallel. So in this case, if I say angle 3 is congruent to angle 6, then I can state that these lines are parallel because of the theorem that says if alternate angles are congruent, then the lines are parallel. Next, if two lines are cut by a transversal and alternate exterior angles are congruent, then the lines are parallel. So if I say angle 1 is congruent to angle 8, then I can use the theorem, hey, these two lines are parallel because alternate exterior angles are congruent. And two more. If two lines are cut by a transversal and consecutive interior angles are supplementary, then the lines are parallel. So if I say angle 3 plus angle 5 is equal to 180 degrees consecutive interior, then I can say that these two lines are parallel because of the theorem consecutive interiors add up to be supplementary. And last but not least, if two lines are cut by a transversal and consecutive exterior angles are supplementary, then the lines are parallel. So if angle 1 plus angle 7 is equal to 180 degrees, I can state that the lines are parallel because consecutive exterior angles are supplementary, and which makes the lines parallel if they add up to 180 degrees. Okay, so let's just do some problems here. Little review again. So have these problems. If I say 3x and that this is 60, what is x? Well, first of all, I have to determine what type of angles these are. And this is, again, a review. So these type of angles are corresponding, and we know that corresponding angles are congruent. So all I have to do is 3x is equal to 60, and then we use our equations. So if you don't know equations, go and watch that video. So x is going to be 20 degrees, or 20. That angle is going to be 60 degrees, but x is going to be 20. Let's do this. If we know that this is x minus 20 and this is 70 degrees, we know that those are alternate interior, and so we know that those are congruent as well. So we write them, they're equal to each other, and we're going to solve this equation, and we're going to get x is equal to 90. Okay, and each angle is 70 degrees. Okay, so let's talk about ways to prove two lines are parallel. So if you're taking notes, this might be taking notes. So ways to prove that two lines are parallel. First one is show that corresponding angles are equal. So if you can prove that corresponding angles are equal, you can prove that the two lines are parallel. Show that alternate, I'm going to shorthand these, alternate interior angles are equal. So if you can prove that alternate interior angles are equal, then you can prove that the lines are parallel. Show that alternate exterior angles are equal. Again, these are all ways to prove that lines are parallel. And then show that consecutive interior or exterior angles are supplementary. So if you can prove that consecutive interior or consecutive exterior are supplementary, then you can say that the lines are parallel. And then, so those are your ways to prove that lines are parallel. So if any of these things you can prove, then you can prove that those lines are parallel. Thank you for watching for proving lines are parallel. I really appreciate it. Email me if you have any questions.